Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
This is just going to be a quick video about the Walking Dead escape room in a box. I'm not going to show you anything, I don't really want to spoil too much about it, but I just want to talk about it a little bit and give you an idea of what we thought about it. Now, the first thing that kind of jumps out is this is a 90-minute experience. I think most of the escape rooms in a box are about 60 minutes. So this was a little bit longer, and it feels a little bit longer. And as I was getting more and more frustrated with it, I felt like the time involved with it, my mind from like doing straight puzzle after puzzle after puzzle started to weaken a little bit towards the end. And I started to understand why most of these probably stick to 60 minutes, because your brain gets a little tired of doing puzzle after puzzle after puzzle. Now, what did I think about the experience? Frustration was the word that came to me. Now, I played this with 1 to 2 players, okay? So me and my wife played this together. The baby screamed. She went and took care of it and came back. So, we were kind of in and out, just kind of having fun with it. It wasn't something that, like, we had 5 or 6 people working on it, but we wanted to experience it because we both like The Walking Dead. I'd read all the books. We've watched all the show. It's one of the few shows that we get together to watch. And I understand the quality of the show has gone down in a lot of ways, but it's something we're sticking with, and so be it. So The Walking Dead being on this box was a reason for us to get together and play this and have a good time. It was a real drawing point why we chose this escape box over another one. And we got about what we expected. Now, it doesn't have much to do with The Walking Dead, to be honest. It's mostly just like a generic escape room in the box, with some zombie attached to it. You're not going to run into Michonne or Rick or anybody like that. So, and that's not really a spoiler. It's just I want you to have the expectation of what you're going in. More of an escape room in a box about zombies than it is The Walking Dead, per se. As for components, I mean, there's some classic components in here. I don't want to get too much into depth on that, so I don't want to do any spoilers, but a lot of it's just like puzzles that are on paper. And quite frankly, I felt like could probably have been done better on an app, or I could just download a free app and I could have had puzzles like this to do, or just Google something and I think I could have came up with it. There were some surprises in there that was like, boom, here's what's going to happen. There's the pressure of the time that's coming down. But is it better than some of the escape room games I've played? Probably not. And I haven't been overly impressed with them as some people have. I like the Unlock series. There's the Mystery House that I kind of liked. And they're okay for, one-time play to have some fun with. But they've never been anything that just kind of blew me over. It's funny because when I'm playing Mansions of Madness, I really like the puzzles and the slide puzzles that are involved in that. But 90 minutes of these puzzles was kind of frustrating to me after a while. I was ready to move on to another experience, and this is the one I had to do. It does have some surprises in it. It's going to have a couple things that will pop out, and you'll, not physically pop out, but will come through the storyline that you're going through. That will be surprises for you, and that's fun. I think for a single night experience, I think you're going to be okay with this. Just going 90 minutes. I would recommend probably having more people. I think that'd be helpful out. You can spread the puzzles out a little bit more. There's a clue book that comes with it that wouldn't be very, very helpful. But I felt like for non-gamers, people coming in who might be like, "Oh, The Walking Dead, let me try this game on it," might be a little more difficult for them. The better you are with puzzles in general, the puzzles weren't very unique to this system per se, but the better you are with puzzles, I think the better you're going to do with this. And if you have a puzzle whiz in the group, you're going to do much better than you are with people who maybe aren't familiar with the puzzles. The rules were a little vague at first about how to get started and what you were supposed to do, and I kind of got confused with that. Sometimes I were left to my own devices because we had to take care of a child or something and the timer's going, and we were just kind of wanting to get through it. It wasn't the exciting experience of a game, and it can be played solo or with more people. Obviously, the more people can have more input of what's coming in, and your frustrations may not be as high, but you also won't be able to do as many of the puzzles, right? Because other people who do puzzles, they're done. What happened with that puzzle? How did you do that? You almost want to break and find out exactly what happened. But if you've ever been to a physical escape room, sometimes that's the case too. You might have to split up and do 3 or 4 different things, and at the end of it, you might go get something to eat and talk about what puzzle were you doing over there? That's kind of interesting, and you kind of share notes, if you will. I think the aspects of this, the more people you have, it will be the same. So overall, I don't feel like it had a strong Walking Dead vibe. The zombie thing was there. The puzzles and the artwork try to keep you on pace. Now, the game can be reset. There are ways to print it out or just don't write on what you have here. And you can put it back in order and reset it if you want to. For me, I think it's more of just a use once and be done with it. And I think your experience will be fine with that. So that's what you get. Walking Dead escape room in a box. I think it's fine for a one-night experience. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do this over and over and over again. I think it's okay. But as for your experience with it, may differ. The more you like escape rooms, the more you like the zombie, the Walking Dead, I think the more you're going to like this. For everybody else, this is probably not one to shoot down. If you're not a big fan of The Walking Dead or escape rooms, there's nothing to see here. So my experience was I was a little frustrated, A little harder than I want it to be, a little longer than I need it to be. Although I'm not complaining about there being more gameplay in the box. It's just my brain was getting tired. And I wanted to pause it, maybe do some puzzles later on. But the experience was fun enough. And it's not bad for a one-nighter. You know, you want to just play one game, got some Walking Dead fans, let's bust this out. It does that. So obviously I'll be purging him because it's a one-shot. But otherwise, you could do worse.